Hey tubers, me again. Today I've got, most of you guys probably already got these. It's a torque wrench. These are Harbor Freight Pittsburghs. And the biggest one I think is like 19 bucks without the coupon. And then a little bit less for the inch pound. And then, as always, you can get this stuff with, a coupon and even save yourself some money. So I've had these for about as long as I've been wrenching. The big one is usually for automotive, and I use the small inch pound torque wrench for specific stuff, smaller engines or whatever. As a general rule, like working on a lawnmower, nope, I don't use them. Chainsaws or whatever, nope, I don't use them. So now you're going to ask yourself, well, if you don't use them, then why do you have them? Okay. So here's going to be like the prime example. If you ever work on your car, and this is for DIYers. This is not for, the pro mechanic or the guy that's working out in the field that has the 5-foot, $3,000 torque wrench, and it can go, accurately measure up to whatever, 15,000 foot-pounds of, torque. This is DIYers. This is for, if you rotate your own tires and you want your lug nuts, to be accurately put back on. What this is the way to ensure that you are putting the prescribed clamp pressure on whatever it is. So it's like if you're going to rotate the tires on your car, and it's a Ford F-150, and they say that they're supposed to be at 140 foot-pounds. You take and you dial this up until it gets to where it says, see on the scale there, 130. You dial it up till it gets to 140 foot-pounds. When this bad boy clicks, that means that you have reached the proper clamp pressure to hold that tire on. That's what Ford tells you that they want you to do it. You go and get your tires done down, by Joe Fly-By-Night, tire repair, and you got a kid out there working on it, and he's just zipping on and off lug nuts with a wrench and never pulls one of those out, tell him to stop. This is like, don't use the impact to put my nuts back on. I want you to take a torque wrench and do it right. So anyways, these measure clamp pressure. And when they are invaluable is then when you see this very highly detailed schematic of a water pump. So I'm going to go like this. And when you buy that new water pump, they're going to be very specific in the instructions, and they're going to tell you that when you take and you put all these bolts in there, that they don't want you starting at this end and going there and then going there and then going there and then going there. It's like, because you can actually take and warp this while you're applying the pressure in order to get the gasket underneath of it to seal properly. So it'll tell you that that's bolt number 1, that's bolt number 2, 3, 4, etc. And it'll tell you step 1 is like you have to take and use this torque wrench, set it down to 30, and your first increment is like to turn this one until it clicks at 30 foot-pounds. Then you go to this one, you do the same thing, 30 foot-pounds, waiting for the click. This one, this one, this one. Then it'll tell you step 2 is the manufacturer wants you to finish up at 43 foot-pounds, and you go through like this, like this, like this, like this. My biggest reason, or my biggest excuse, I guess, is that, you know what? I just took off that stupid fan clutch, and I had to pull all the shrouds out of there. I had to pull the radiator out. I had to undo all these hoses. I had all this stuff to do, this work to do. And I'll be damned if I'm going to go in there and do it again because I didn't do step 1 and I didn't do step 2. So if I follow these, I'm reasonably sure when I take and I put it all back together that I have the proper clamp pressure on that water pump, and I'm not going to have to go back in there and do it again. So fear is a great motivator, and that's my motivation. It's like, I don't want to have to do it again. I'm afraid I'm going to have to go in there and do it again. You know, just if you think you're that good, go ahead. I don't trust myself. So anyways, that's why you need them. And it's pretty much, you know, doing your lug nuts, doing components, you know, that require a gasket, you know, or a seal. That's where they really come into play. Now, different ones, I could turn that into another video, is, you know, how to take and calibrate these things. Most places are going to tell you, you know, it's anywhere from, like, I don't know, $35, $50, $75. And if they're really monsters, you know, all the way up to $150 to get them calibrated. Well, Harbor Freight will tell you that it should be calibrated every, I don't know, 6 months. Are you going to go out and spend $50 on something that costs $20? No. So there is a way to calibrate it. There's a big old spring underneath this handle. You take and undo the wrench and then turn the spring to get the so that it gives you the proper click at the proper weight or how much pressure. So if you want to see another video on how I do these, and you know what, I don't do them every 6 months. There's nothing I do that's that critical. So, but I can show you how to do it if you want to see it. Put that in the comments right down there, and then we'll do it. So, Harbor Freight, they're pretty cool. They give you all the conversions in here. So like the international standard is Newton meters. That's the NM. And then these are grams, kilograms. That's what and meters is the M's at the end. So this one is American. It can go from ounce pounds to inch pounds to foot pounds. These are the kilograms, and these are Newton meters. And there's different, as a matter of fact, you can actually go online if you want to know how many, whatever, 115 Newton meters is in foot pounds. There's actually like little plug-in charts. You can go and you type in what the book is telling you, and then it'll tell you what it is that, you know, that your, what do you call it? That your torque wrench will actually read. So on one side here, these are foot pounds. Over on the back side, you can barely even see it, but it has the Newton meters. Whoops! It has the Newton meters on this scale. So, anyways, they're inexpensive. Snap-on starts at $400 to make sure that $100, $150 water pump is on there correctly. So you can spend $400 on a Snap-on, or unless you're doing it all the time. We're talking about DIYers. Or you can spend $19.99 in a coupon and get the exact same tensile clamping strength on your water pump. So, value for the money? Absolutely. I think if I do the video and show you how to adjust them, calibrate them, and not every 6 months, that's ridiculous. You'd have to calibrate it every time you went and rotate your tires. Every 2 times you rotate your tires. Anyways. Oh. And then here's the other thing. Is you want to do something fun for yourself? Go and look up Subaru for what do you call it? How to take and put on torque to yield head bolts. That will make you absolutely nuts. It's like put it in at 50 pounds. Back them off 180 degrees. Tighten them up. 41 foot-pounds. Back them off 90 degrees and then add 150 degrees. I mean, it's something absolutely crazy like that. And you're not going to get there without something like this. So, anyways, yeah, Harbor Freight works for me, guys. These things are so cheap that, you could probably actually just take and buy one with a coupon for like $15 and turn that thing, just, put a piece of tape around it and know that you're just going to use it for a ratcheting breaker bar. Who cares? For $20, that you get a lot of leverage out of that. So, anyways, hey, that's just my little something about Harbor Freight and torque wrenches. Go ask your kids if you got smarter after you watch this video. If they're teenagers, they'll tell you no. But maybe your wife's in a good mood or something, and you'll say, like, honey, do I look any smarter to you? Did I just watch a Zombie Dave video on torque wrenches? And she'll go, oh, yeah, honey, you're awesome now. All right, guys. Hope you're having a good day. And we'll talk at you later. That's it. I'm done. I'm out.